Look at them yo-yos. That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on your MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Now, let me tell you, them guys ain't dumb. Maybe get a blister on your little finger. Maybe get a blister on your thumb. We've got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries. We've got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs.
Dire Straits, man.
Thank you.
Money for nothing. You had no idea what he was saying. Right? That song was probably played on music videos everywhere. All the time, man. Yep. It's actually a pretty cool video, too.
Yeah, great video.
Yeah. So, hey, Vito, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
You got the pain out of the way.
Yeah, that's it. The hard part's done.
Everybody's going to question you now.
Yeah.
I can't believe
or record deals are going to come in.
No, I'm going to say no. No, man. Thank you so much for opening the show up. That's great. Nobody's done that one, so it's actually really good.
Oh, perfect. Good.
Yeah, which really good. So welcome to the show. We've got a lot to talk about. I know you're a fan of the show and what's going on, and we're going to finally get a show about you.
Cool. So appreciate it.
Quick shout out to Royce and Steve for three-way for the tee that I'm wearing. And then I just want to let everybody know the deets here. Let me get this. Vito Scavetta.
That's it.
Okay. Scavetta Renovation and Design Inc. You're the owner for 13 years. ScavettaRenovations.com. Reach them at info@ScavettaRenovations.com. And then on YouTube and Facebook. Also on Twitter or no Twitter?
I do, but
you don't pay attention.
I don't pay attention.
Don't pay attention to it. Scavetta Renovation and Design, and then on Instagram is Scavetta_Renos on IG there. Okay, so where would you like to begin?
It's your show, brother. You tell me.
Well, you know what's funny is that technically speaking, we're roundabout kind of connected, related, because your wife is from the Azores as well, and my family's from the Azores. But
we're paisans.
Yeah, we're paisans. That's what it is, right? So I'm sure that there's a lot of chatter going on during the holidays at the family functions together, because you being Italian and she being Portuguese, and so it's like there's a few Italians.
There's actually been low chatter. Well, from me, because Italy didn't make the World Cup this year, so I've been keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah,
and every Portuguese relative that I see, they want to chirp, but
we'll just leave it quiet.
Yeah, just leave it quiet.
Then they're creating their own drama right now. It's going on.
Oh, I know.
I haven't been following. Everybody's been letting me know. And did you just see that Portugal won? I was like, no, didn't see it. Been paying attention to other things, man.
Yeah.
So I know that we got talking right before the mics were rolling. We were just talking about how everyone just has a bone to pick, just to complain, and it's just human construction nature.
Human nature.
That's it. So what is the chatter going on?
What grinds my gears? Is that what you want to know?
Yeah, these days.
Oh, these days. Like we were just saying before the camera started rolling. You know what I mean? Like from a business perspective, as a general contractor, you know what I mean? Like like we were saying, like everyone's always got something to complain about, and you try and run a tight ship. And don't get me wrong, like I got great trades, and they're all trades that I've been using for years. It's not like the next job comes up, now I'm on Kijiji looking for a plumber or looking for an electrician.
You're building relationships.
Of course, 100%. I always tell clients when I sell them work, like if I can't build a relationship or build trust with you first, there's no point in me building anything for you at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to sound cliche-ish, but it's true, right? And the same thing goes with my trades. And you know what I mean? Like, but sometimes it's general contracting, you're a glorified babysitter. You know what I mean?
I call it trade sitting.
Yeah, trade sitting.
Trade sitting. That's what I call it, right? You are.
And I know some of my trades are probably going to watch this, and it's nothing personal, but at the end of the day, work's got to get done. And, some of my big pet peeves is when, trades say they're going to show up, and
they don't.
Not that they don't. They're because me, I like to keep a tight schedule, and I can't stand lateness. You know what I mean, and then excuses and stuff like that. But overall, my trades are fantastic. You know what I mean? I can't really complain.
But they roll in and they have that roll in walk of shame onto the job site. Like they know they're late. Yeah. They want to try to avoid eye contact. They just want to get going, so as if they got a little bit of a sweat building up.
Yeah.
And then you're not angry at them because they're and it's like, we're not trying to be angry at you. We're trying to run a business. And that's what I was just saying, like before we got started, how all I really care about anybody that's working with me or for me is if they care about my business.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you. I don't want to ask you. I don't want to go, listen, are you going to care about my business? No, show me you're going to care about my business.
Yep, 100%.
And then I'll just return the same respect. That's all it is, right?
The client, the homeowner is I want them to feel like it's their client as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
so how did you get to this point where you started on your own? You were working before with somebody else, and
I actually got into the industry or the business by accident, because I didn't realize I possessed the skills that I do until I was 30 something years old.
What were you doing before?
I actually wanted to be a police officer.
Okay.
So early 20s, I was trying to become a police officer. Didn't work out for reasons that I just didn't meet the criteria as a white male, let's just say. So I didn't meet the criteria, even though I passed tests and physicals and stuff like that. But I was working as an armored car driver, and have my gun license and had a 38 special and a pump action Remington, and we used to fill bank machines and stuff like that. But to make a long story short, I got married at 27, and about a month into getting married, which was now a month before Christmas, I got laid off. Yeah, it was tough. Okay. So I was like, you know what? I've been working all this time. Let me go on Pogie. So I'm at home collecting EI, and a friend of mine said to me, why don't you join the union? I said, what union? Join the laborers union. I said, what is that? You know what I mean? It's like, high-rise construction. You pull nails, you stack lumber, and sweep the floors. It's an easy gig. You make $26 an hour, and you got benefits. I said, okay, you know what? It's better than nothing. What am I going to do? Do I really want to be an armored car driver my whole life? I'm not going to become a cop. I'm 27 now, almost 28. So, I joined the union, went to the 6-week course for 506.
Okay.
And then within a couple weeks, I was on high rise. And like I said, pulling nails, stacking beams. And
did you like it?
No, I hated it.
It was a paycheck.
It was a paycheck. It was a good paycheck. You know what I hated the most was I lived in Brampton when we first got married.
Okay.
And I was driving out to Oshawa, downtown Toronto.
Oh, they were shipping you.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. I hated that the most because I had to be up at 5 a.m. to make it to the job site for 7. And, just like we said before, even the time started rolling, like you want to be a little bit early. And I didn't want to put my boots on until I got to the job site. Yeah, you know what I mean? So put your boots on, especially the winter time, get your jacket on, your tool belt and everything ready, your gloves. And so I didn't like that very much. But what happened was I was the only Italian on an all Portuguese crew. So
talk about a minority.
Yeah, no kidding. So I would eat lunch by myself.
They wouldn't include you? No, come on.
I would eat lunch by myself.
What? Island or continent?
I don't know. I didn't ask. Most of them didn't speak English anyway. So
you had lunch in the stairwell?
No. I just up on the slab. I'd pick a stack of lumber and just whatever. Right.
By the way, all of us at some point in our lives have had lunch in the stairwell. I don't care who you are.
No, not in the stairwell.
We've all had that.
Too dark and dusty in there. So, but one day I was. I'm curious. You know what I mean, and I like to learn new things. So I would go to the engineer's table and I would read the drawings. And then one day I was having my lunch. All the carpenters set their tools down. They all went for lunch. And I was reading the drawing, and they were just about to do concrete form for one of the pillars. So I grabbed the carpenter's tools. I started framing the form for the pillar. Set it all up, plumbed it, this and this and that. Lunch was over. The foreman came running. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
Get out of here. Go get your broom. Go back and sweep. I said, okay, no problem. Sorry. Next day, foreman comes up to me. He goes, I was looking at your work. I said, yeah. He goes, man, not bad. You're working with Joe now. You're a carpenter's helper now. I said, great. All the other laborers were like, where are you going? I'm working with Joe now. I'm a carpenter's helper now. And then from there.
Was that easy with the union to switch right over?
You know what? I didn't actually switch. I worked with him for about 6 months to a year. Then again, winter came along, got laid off. I went to go work with another general contractor. So in the meantime, while I'm working union, I'm starting to pick up little things like I'm learning how to do trim. I'm teaching myself how to do tile.
On your own?
On my own. Oh, yeah, on my own. I'm doing
on your own house.
Side jobs for friends, this and this and that. They wanted basically free labor. They didn't care if it was 100%. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, listen, I'm learning. You know,
never built anything before, Vito.
Never built anything before. Nothing.
What? Can I ask what the old man did for a living?
My old man was an auto body man, a mechanic.
Okay, so different trade.
Yeah,
all right.
But you know, he was skilled and you know he could do a little bit, but he never taught me any of that. He taught me how to turn a wrench.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But never taught me anything construction related, really, other than dig a hole in the backyard for a fence post. That's maybe about it.
Yeah.
But I went to go work. I knew this family, and 2 brothers. No construction experience at all. They were businessmen, and they had a home renovation company. And they said to me, "We want you to come and work for us," because I also did a little bit of sales here and there, and they're like, "We want you to come and do sales and do project managing for us." I said, "Okay, great." I quit my job. I went to go work for them, 1-year contract. And after 1 year, they're like, "Okay, yeah, we don't need you no more, blah, 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 blah."
Get laid off again?
Laid off again. And I'm like, these 2 yo-yos.
Strictly businessmen.
Strictly businessmen.
They didn't know how to swing a hammer.
University diplomas on the wall in their office.
So they crunched the numbers.
That's it. But it was so funny because one of them even told me, they're like, "We sell Schluter and we don't even know what the hell it is." But we sell it.
So they upcharge it.
I guess.
That's what they do.
But it was just 2 guys and a secretary. They had a whole bunch of trades working for them. But the point is, I would manage all these trades, and they were garbage. I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, these guys are garbage.
What do you mean by garbage? Like, what? They just didn't care? Or?
No, the workmanship was absolutely horrible. Okay. Horrible workmanship. And I'm like, I could do better than this. And then when they let me go, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start my own business. What am I gonna do? I got a baby I got a newborn, and I'm gonna go register a company name, and I'm gonna try it, see what happens.
That was 13 years ago.
That was 13 years ago.
Wow.
And now I've taken December off.
I know you were saying that.
Gonna relax,
and I'm envious, and I think we want to share that with everybody. That instead of having the mad rush at the holiday break, you just eliminate that rush and tell your clients that everything shuts down at the end of November.
That's it. And I'm currently booking for 2025.
I guess it gives you a lot of family time.
You know what? My kids are actually still in school for a couple of weeks, but my wife she works from home.
Yeah.
So it's good. You know what I mean? Like. I'll just basically spend most of the days sitting on the couch, but
researching.
Yeah, researching. But you know what? I take this time now to go see my doctor, hit the chiropractor. You know, all this stuff that I don't have time for. You know, during the year. This is when, like, I got dentist appointment tomorrow, annual physical next week.
Catch up on
stuff. Yeah, that's it. A few things around the house that I keep putting off, stuff like that.
Are you still swinging the hammer, Vito?
100%.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
After 13 years of running the business?
100%.
Why is that?
I love it.
So you don't want to pass it on to somebody else? You don't want to just focus on the sales and the business and grow the business? You don't want to do that?
No, because it's my name.
That's why?
You'll
always stay there?
Well, I got a plan.
Okay.
I'm 45 now. I got a 10-year plan. I've got 2 boys. I'm hoping. My wife doesn't want me to pressure them, but I got 2 boys, and my youngest is more interested than my older one.
So they've shown interest.
Yeah, sorta. Yeah, I took my oldest to Bring Your Kid to Work Day a couple weeks ago, and you know, what I mean, he helped me do this and do that. But my youngest, he's only 11, but he's like, "Yeah, Dad, I want to run the business." So we'll see, because I got like a 10-year plan. We'll see what happens when I turn 55, and where the business goes from there. If my kids, decide they want to come in, then I'll stick around. If they don't, maybe I scale back a little bit, because right now I don't do anything small. I love larger projects, main floor remodels, kitchen remodels, load-bearing wall knockouts, master ensuite remodels, basement remodels. I don't touch small stuff unless it's a repeat client. They reach out, hey, Vito, can you do that? Yeah, no problem. I'll fit it in. Sure, no problem. But
you haven't found a tradesperson that has worked with you or working with you that you thought I could hand it off to them? They haven't.
That's the problem. Yeah. I'm a control freak.
Gotta let it go, Vito.
I can't.
You gotta let it go, man.
Like I said, it's my name.
If you wanted to grow it, you gotta let it go.
You know what? I'm at the point where if 13 years later, how much more do I need to grow it? I only do one project at a time. For me to take on multiple projects, multiple trades, which means just multiple headaches. And I'm not on the job. I'm running around, picking up material. And, my clients love the fact that not only did I sell them the project, the job, I'm there every day and I'm doing 60% of the work.
So you're doing everything, like majority of it?
I do about 60% of the work.
So what parts don't you do that you subbing out for?
Electrical, plumbing, HVAC.
So the tickets.
Mud and tape.
Okay.
If I'm doing a bathroom remodel, I'll paint it if my painter's not available. Okay. But if I'm doing a basement, I'll have my painter come and paint. I recently just hired a tile setter. She's fantastic. I hate doing tile, even though I can. I'm good at it, but I
takes a toll, man.
I hate thin set.
Which is handling
I hate thin set.
Working with it?
Yeah,
I hate thin set all over your wallet and your phone.
Yeah, your hands, your phone rings.
For whatever reason, somehow there's a gob of thin set will just drop in your pocket.
Or a gob of thin set on your boot.
Yeah, I hate all. That's the part that it dries and then it's all crusty and then it's in the car, it's in the van, whatever. Yeah, no.
But yeah, my electrician is great. My plumbers are great. My taper is fantastic. He's an absolute magician. But other than that, like drywall hanging, framing, I have a demo crew that I hire out. If I'm doing a main floor remodel, I don't want to rip up 500 square feet of tile. Or I call demo crew, let them come and do it. Bathroom remodel, if they're available, great. If they're not, I got a helper. I participate in co-op student program with high schools, local high schools. Kids, they want to learn, no problem, but you got to start from the bottom, buddy. Grab that bin of garbage and haul it downstairs.
We all do it.
Yeah, we all did it. We were all there.
But all these guys that are great on the crew, all the trades, they weren't the first string. You went through a few of them before you found these guys, no?
My plumber, 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep. My electrician, I want to say probably 6 years, 7 years, but he was one of the lead electricians for my original plumber, or sorry, my original electrician. Okay. He sold his business, and Vince, my electrician, he was one of the lead electricians for my old electrician, Chris. And when he sold, he said, listen, I'm going to give you all my small general contractors, all his contacts, me being one of them, and said, start your own business. Don't go work for the new company you sold to. Start your own business. And even though he was already doing electrical for me before, working for ABC company, now he's working for me still on his own, right? So I could say he's been with me for almost 10, 12 years. You know what I mean?
Taper, mutter, same thing?
My taper, 8 years at least.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I find these guys, I hold on to them, man.
And just, you're providing work for them. Yeah. But they're working for other GCs as well.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They got their own clients and stuff like that and no other GCs. Tile setter is hard to find, tell you that.
Why do you think that? I see the younger tile setters having older tile setter problems sooner. I'm talking about physically and mentally.
Okay. This is what I found with tile setters. They're a niche breed, and social media, for some reason, doesn't matter what trade it is, but social media has blown up the tile world.
Well, I think IG's developed a filter for tiling.
Yeah. Everything I see is always tile setting.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, look at me, Picasso, and which is great. But now rate that's caused rates to go up, I think, and stuff like that. But that's fine. I want a guy who's got finesse. I don't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a couple of older Italian guys that I found. They were 30 years, both experienced tile setters.
Old school ways?
Old school ways, but subdivision, slap and stick. And
so they frowned upon Schluter. I found that every older.
They like membrane and dry pack.
Yeah.
I tried to sell them on the Weedy product, and they were like, "Hell, what the hell are you talking about?"
They don't want to touch foam.
They don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I don't mind installing it, all the waterproofing myself. Just come and tile. The tile's there, the thin set's there, the buckets are there, the sponge is there, the clips are there. Just show up and tile. I make it easy for my trades. Just show up.
They don't use clips, the old school guys.
No, they wouldn't use the clips and the wedges.
No.
They use the clips as spacers, but they wouldn't use the wedges.
Yes. So like you're wasting. Why not just put the wedge in there?
But like, what a waste.
No. But, I got it. That's how it is.
But they were good. They were quick, but they lacked finesse. And I said, you know what? I can't have this. This is not subdivision homes where you've got 200 to do in a month. I expect a little bit more finesse and a little bit more care. And it wasn't working out. I had to let them go. Then I was back to doing tiling myself. And the whole time I'm like, God, I hate tiling.
So you were saying earlier that you found a good female tile setter.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
You want to shout out or?
Yeah. It's her name is Alicia from Diamond Edge Tiling.
Okay.
And she's great. She's done a few projects for me now, a couple projects for me now, and she's good. She's got that finesse that I want. You know what I mean? And she's fantastic.
Are you being tasked with designing the tile for your clients, the layouts and everything like that?
Okay, so Scavetta Renovation and Design.
So you guys are.
So I try to help with the design aspect. Now, when it comes to tile, I've got a really good relationship with Factory Tile Depot.
Okay.
And they have a program for their preferred contractors that basically they have a designer dedicated just to contractors' clients. So like actually they messaged me last night. I got clients meeting with them on Friday, and they're going to help them pick all their tile and design their bathroom. I used to go with my clients all the time, meet them at the tile supplier, and all right, what do you guys want to see? And I'm like, no, this doesn't work. No, your taste is horrible. Let's go with this. But now I don't have to do that no more. Factory Tile Depot looks after me. They're fantastic, and I've been exclusively using them for 13 years.
It's quite a road trip, when you go with the clients and you have to babysit them and go through it.
But you know what? I don't mind. I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Listen.
But it starts to add up time-wise, right?
Oh, of course it does. And I don't bill my clients for that time. You know what I mean?
Like designers do.
I know. But you know what? At the end of the day, for me, it's all about, I'm not about getting rich on the first job. For me, it's about building that relationship. I don't advertise. I don't do any paid advertising. If I take all my projects I did over COVID, 80% of them was all repeat business.
Really? Yeah.
It was all repeat clients. And not the second job. I'm talking the third and fourth project. I did their basement. Now I'm doing their kitchen. Next year I'm doing their master ensuite. You know what I mean? These are like large projects, full remodels. And that's what is important to me. I'm not going to say, okay, I'll meet you there Saturday morning and then I'll send you the bill after 2 hours for, $300 or whatever it is. I'm not going to do that.
So what is it that you're doing different, Vito, that is making them call you back first?
You know what?
It's got to be how you end things or how you work things and then end things.
Listen,
right?
I pride myself on being honest, transparent, showing up. Like I said, the clients love that I'm on the job all day. I'm not like, okay, I got to go do Joe's house down the street. I'll be back in 3 days or I'll be back in a week. You know what I mean? They love that I'm there every day for the duration of the project. I'm overseeing my trades. You know what I mean? And
how are you staying profitable by doing one job at a time? Because that was my biggest problem. I do the exact same thing. I would just always be there, focus there. Everything that's got to be done work-wise, schedule-wise, it was always for that one job. It wasn't a bunch of jobs because now you're spreading yourself thin. You're all over the place. You're trade sitting at that time.
You know what? But I don't find that an issue. Like I said, I'm very hard on my schedule. So like I just finished a main floor remodel. 1,800 square foot home, maybe 1,900 square foot home. Redid the kitchen, smoothed all the ceilings, all new hardwood floor throughout, painted the whole main floor, painted all the trim, painted all the doors, new kitchen, new quartz countertops, new electrical. I was in and out with trades in 22 working days.
With the permits and everything?
permits, everything, in and out in 22 working days.
Wow. How did you pull that off? You just schedule.
Just schedule.
That's it.
That's it.
And the guys, the crew, and everybody knows that's just like.
Well, like I said,
here's the machine.
My crew is just me and a helper.
Yeah.
And then I know that first week, okay, I'm gonna have everything demoed in a day and a half. I have my plumber and electrician scheduled on day 2, day 3. My taper was already in on day 3, smoothing the ceilings. Oh yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, me and my electrician, we drilled all the pot light holes out while my taper was smoothing the ceilings.
What about material delays and everything like that?
No problem.
No problem. You're forecasting it way ahead.
I have material ordered for clients for January, February already.
Yeah.
Already ready to go. Vanity, like my cabinet maker, my Rockstar cabinet maker, got to shout him out too. Kitchens by Macri in Mississauga, fantastic. Yeah. But he's already got vanities for bathroom models already made for clients for January, February.
What about clients changing their mind? 22 days is a tight schedule to change your mind.
Listen, there were actually quite a few changes during this remodel, but like I said, I'm a people pleaser. I'm a problem solver. Just get it done. If I got to call my trades back to get something else done that wasn't in the original job description, get back over here. Okay, no problem. At the end of the day, I think I've earned the respect of my trades because I pay them on time. I don't hassle them. I give my trades a week notice, and they're like, "Yep, no problem. We'll be there next week." No
Everybody's got time. Everyone's got a schedule. Yeah, they can make it fit.
Yeah, they make it work.
You were saying that you're. I'm envious of this. Before we started rolling, that you keep in a small circle. You don't bother taking work that's way out of your area to commute for such a long distance.
I get calls for Toronto, Scarborough,
you just stay
Oshawa,
away from all that, huh?
Niagara region.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. For what? 90% of my work is within a 10-minute commute from home.
And then all your suppliers and everything, you've kind of
they're all local.
Yeah. It's smart.
Yeah.
Are the guys these days, all the tradespeople, are they asking for more money?
Some of them have raised their rates.
I guess the question is really like, Vito, are we paid too little as tradespeople and as GCs? But then again, GCs are always left out in the bag at the end of it, and their trades are paid, but then we're not necessarily always paid everything.
Listen, at the end of the day, I know what my trades are going to charge me roughly based on the scope of work. I charge my client X amount. But at the end of the day, I make sure that all my trades get paid. If it leaves me a little bit short in the pocket, but at the end of the day, if it impacted me that much, I wouldn't be taking all of December off.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm doing just fine.
Are your clients thinking that the trades are paid too little, too much?
I don't think the clients.
Well, you're presenting your numbers, so you've got your numbers to them.
They don't listen. At the end of the day, my clients, like I said, most of my clients are repeat business as well, and if not, they're referral business. Because, like I said, I don't advertise. My clients, they know me. They don't question. I don't give them a reason to question. You know what I mean? Like, I think my pricing is fair and competitive, especially for the product that I produce, which is, top of the line.
Oh, always. It's good quality. I've seen it. So, I mean, but with the clients that you're repeating 2 or 3 times jobs over the last 3 years, the price must have been going up.
100%.
I mean, with fuel going up, with material going up. I have
clauses in my contract, COVID clause, fuel clause, inflation clause. I have to, 100%.
And they're aware of it and they're comfortable. They understand it.
Yep. So I think at the end of the day, they're smart consumers. They know that at the end of the day, if they paying a little bit more, that they know that they're going to get a quality product from me on a timely manner, and like I said, it's a problem I don't have with clients.
You got to share how you solve that. Let me just do a little.
It's my good looks.
History and construction. Every tradesperson is a good-looking person. Stone foundations, man. You ever come across that? Not in Mississauga. No, not in this area. In Toronto, you get it all the time. When did they stop building stone foundations? With the exception of custom-built homes, most houses built with concrete block foundations, concrete poured, pre-1970. They were still building stone foundations.
I've gone and done a couple quotes for homes in like Acton that were stone foundation.
Most subdivision houses built in the 70s or newer have poured concrete. How old is stone foundation? It goes as far back in Canada, in Quebec, to the 18th century. Until the end of the 19th century, they were still using fieldstone. These buildings continue to dress the landscape today. Montreal and Ottawa foundations are known for this. Do old stone foundations have footings? Have you ever worked on one?
Stone foundation?
Yeah.
No, I won't.
So stone foundations don't have footings. They just bear the actual stone right on the undisturbed soil.
Yeah.
That's how it is. It's really funny to discover it. Often stone foundations were built with no concrete footings, simply stones laid into the undisturbed soil. Which stone is used for foundations for stone foundations? Any idea? You didn't know it was a
granite?
test day. It's granite. Granite quartzite stones are used in foundations of building in places with high groundwater level. Marble, slate, sandstone, and granite stones are used for floor paving. That's a little history and construction there. What was my question before we started there? How are you solving this? How are you solving this that it just lines up? All the clients line up. The stars line up. They just get it. They understand
I think they just get it. They understand. You know what I mean? Like I said, I have a great client base. I've had some of the best clients.
No bad clients ever in 13 years?
I've had one, and that was 13 years ago when I first started
Just
out.
got started?
You know what I mean? And other than that, I've had. Listen, I've had.
It was a lesson learned?
It was a lesson learned.
Yeah. And then.
If I had a couple of weirdos, sure.
Of course.
But at the end of the day, I always get paid. And like I said, I have great clients. And don't get me wrong, like you go and do quotes and you get a vibe. Because at the end of the day, the homeowner can choose the contractor, but don't forget the contractor can choose the homeowner.
All the time.
You know what I mean?
Do you say no too?
Very rarely.
Because they're already showing up with already some information about you.
Yeah.
So they get an idea of who you are. So
Yeah.
they're already on the path of approval.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Especially since COVID and the way my phone blew up during COVID, like pre-COVID, I was always booking 3 to 4 months in advance. A good year, 6 months in advance. Now I'm booking 2 years in advance.
Whoa.
I'm booking for 2025.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm fully booked.
Clients are waiting for you?
Clients are waiting for me. Deposits in hand, contract signed.
So you're not going to increase the workforce, or you're just going to keep the team slim like this?
Listen, I don't want to keep people waiting, but they're willing to wait for me.
Okay.
So they know the deal, and I think, like I said, I think they love the fact that I'm concentrating on, when I'm on their job, I'm concentrating on their project and their project only, and I think that's what they appreciate the most. So that's why they're willing to wait.
The salesperson's on site working.
Pretty much.
Good for you.
Like I said to you earlier, when I went to go work for these two businessmen, they said to us, "We need a face to meet with the clients and go on the job sites. We sell the job and then they don't see us after anymore."
They didn't want to be the face. They didn't want to be on the job site.
I guess. So that's what they hired me for. So I get it. My clients appreciate that. Not only do I come and sell the job, I'm also on the job. And I kind of put blinders on because I want to concentrate on that one client and that client only while I'm there. You know what I mean?
But you got other clients calling you and reaching out
100%.
and emailing, prepping, discussing drawings.
Yeah, ordering material.
Yeah.
But that's all after hours. That's all after 5 o'clock, right?
Okay.
So
they're not getting pressure. They're not pressuring you to kind of get a response right away.
No.
I found this particular tile, this vanity, this tub, whatever.
No, I will let clients know that I will get back to them as soon as possible, because at the end of the day, I'm the salesman. I'm on the job. I'm the secretary.
Yeah.
I'm accounts payable, accounts receivable.
Yeah.
Email, Facebook, Instagram, text message. It's hard to stay on it, especially when you get 10, 20 messages a day, emails a day, texts a day, Facebook Messenger. Always.
You don't get kind of swamp having so many, or just tell the clients, listen, contact me through email here, contact me through text here, but having so many options for them?
Well, I have all those options out there.
Yeah.
Right. So it is what it is. Is it hard to keep track? Because they're like, I'll get a message and they're like, hey, I messaged you 3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh crap. Where did you message me? Instagram, Facebook, email?
Yeah.
I got to go back and look for that conversation.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I mean. That's where it starts getting lost.
Oh yeah, it happens. But
there.
people, like I said, people understand. I said, listen, I'm one guy. I'm one guy. I'm doing my best.
And you haven't had any conversation. I mean, I'm surprised that you're booked for the next 2 years, but no threats of inflation next year and recession and all kinds of stuff going on. Clients aren't going to pull back.
So far, no.
They're still good. And you're staying in touch with them and they're we're moving forward. We're moving forward. It's the reverse, because I've spoken to so many trades and GCs that have been telling me that scope has been pulled back, even pushed.
I've only had one client pull some scope. And I don't know if it had anything to do with potential inflation or whatnot, but they pulled back. I think it was a $200,000 project. I think they pulled back about, I don't know, $75,000.
Okay, so they just reduced it.
Yeah, they reduced it.
But then you'll probably return on a second phase to
100%.
Yeah, to do that.
You know what I mean? Well, I think also their mindset kind of changed. Like, this was going to be the forever house. We'll put $200K into it. And then over the course of waiting for me over the past year and a half, because this project is coming up this summer, I actually met with them a few weeks ago. They're like, yeah, actually, you know what? This isn't going to be the forever house, but we still want to put money into it. So that way when we sell it in 3 to 5 years, and then when we find a forever home, then we have you come back and do all the bells and whistles on the forever home.
Let me ask you this, Vito. 2 homes, same client. One home, they're going to potentially sell it in the next 5 years, let's say. Same home, same clients, and they're going to make it the forever home. Full gut, all 3 floors. We're saying a 2-story plus a basement. How much money should the client spend if they're going to just sell it in the next 5 years to renovate that same structure? And how much money should they spend if it's going to be their forever home? So they're going to use all those rentals for the next 15 to 20 years before they have to remodel again. What do you think that number is?
So what are we talking, like, if it's a flip in 5 years, are we talking like lower?
We make it smell and look pretty.
Yeah, a little
so
bit
I guess new kitchen. Yeah, new kitchen and new master.
Yeah.
Upgrade the other bathrooms.
Yeah.
Paint the whole place. Maybe upgrade some of the trim. Or maybe upgrade the trim to a certain extent. And all new hardwood flooring.
Yeah.
That I guess would be your flip it and sell it and get it out of there.
Yeah.
And then the forever, you have a much better kitchen, a much better master.
Yeah. Not made in China quartz.
No.
You know, real Canadian.
Are we talking twice the price if you're going forever versus?
I don't think so. I think if we take an average house, like I said, most of my work is in Milton, Oakville, Burlington. Let's take a standard subdivision home at 2,000 square feet. If it's top to bottom and including the basement,
so you're 3,000 square feet at that.
Yeah,
time.
Sure. Let's say 300K. You know what I mean? Like
for the flip or for the
for the forever home.
Really, that low?
Home. You think that's low?
I think that's low.
Yeah,
2,000, 3,000 square feet. I mean, so you're 300K. What do you got? Kitchen like 50 or 60 for the kitchen?
Yeah, basement 100 grand.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
But then now you got to do the master and all the other bedrooms.
Yeah, master ensuite, I'd average master ensuite 4-piece, around 40, 45K. Secondary bathroom, maybe around 25K. And then, hardwood throughout, trim.
Well, I mean, decent hardwood's going to be $7 to $8 a square.
Yeah.
So you're going 2,000 for one, and then probably a laminate or a vinyl for the basement.
Yeah, for the basement. Yeah.
Right. So you save a little bit there. So basically, if it's 300 for the forever, what are you down to flipping? Like half that price, or you?
No, I don't think half. I would say maybe in between 2 and 250,000.
Okay, so it's not that much of a difference between the two.
No, because at the end of the day, you're not saving on the workmanship or the labor. You're saving on finishes, I think.
Yes.
So instead of going with a Growy or a Rio Bell shower fixture that's worth $1,100, $1,200, all right, we're gonna put an American Standard at $400, $500.
Which, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't Growy now own American Standard?
Oh, I have no idea. Actually, those are 2 manufacturers that I don't use.
Somebody bought American Standard. I'm trying to figure out.
No idea.
There was something happened recently.
I sell my client's House of Roll exclusively.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's not cheap.
No. But it's a good product.
Yeah.
I use House of Roll product in my own house. You know what I mean? And I've never had an issue with Real Bell product. You know what I mean?
Oh, and they got a great warranty too.
Mm-hmm.
If there's
if I ever have it, I've had cartridges that,
but they'll ship them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's it, and they're easy enough to remove.
Yep.
Simple. That's what I like.
Simple. And good quality.
I don't like any brands that have a wall at the local big box store with replacement parts on it.
Yeah, 100%.
But you get a lot of clients who are actually saying, "Why can't we get this brand?" And I'm like, because there's a wall at the big box store with all the replacement parts for this product.
Yep.
Do you want me to come back in a year or two to replace this with this replacement part?
There's a reason why the valves are free.
It's just really. I'm trying to. We're sitting here talking. I'm trying to figure out your tool brand, and I'm leaning towards DeWalt.
Yes, sir. 100%.
There we go.
Black and yellow all day.
I figured as much. The whole thing is all black and yellow, or you got to mix a little bit of something else.
I'm 99% black and yellow.
Really? Huh?
Yeah, and 99% cordless.
All cordless.
Everything.
Huh? So you got all the batteries, even the miter saw.
I got 2 cordless compound 12-inch compound miter saws.
The only thing I like about DeWalt is that they're the only ones I think on the market that offer the cordless, but also with the adapter with the plug in it.
Yeah.
Everybody else doesn't, and I think that's a stupid move. You should have that option. Yeah. So if you want to plug it in, you plug it in.
The only thing I have that's corded is my job site table saw, but I have the compact cordless table saw as well.
Yeah.
I got 2 of them actually.
And you've had that. You've always gone DeWalt since 13 years ago.
No, I started off with rigid actually.
Yeah, we all did.
I think we all did. Yeah.
Because of the warranty, because it was cheap.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Until they started falling apart.
Yeah.
And then we chose our brand.
Yeah.
Or our brand chose us.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Sure.
I was just curious, so that's what I was thinking. Yeah, he's got to be DeWalt.
What led you to that assumption?
I don't know. There isn't like a ticker, like there isn't kind of a little spreadsheet that I'm going, okay. I'm just looking at you, talking to you, and I'm like thinking, yeah, he's a DeWalt guy. That's all I'm thinking. I'm pretty good too.
Yeah.
You get a lot of the Eastern Europeans are Makitas.
Yeah.
If you really love HVAC, you're Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Sparky sometimes is back and forth.
Yeah.
Be Milwaukee or
Hilti.
Makita. Hilti if you're commercial. Yeah. You get the odd duckling who goes DeWalt in that land.
Yeah. I've never seen an electrician with DeWalt.
I've seen them. I've heard it. Yeah. So it's just funny.
My electrician, Milwaukee or Hilti, he's got.
All the trim guys most of the time here in Canada are DeWalt guys.
Yeah.
Or DeWalt or Makita.
Yeah, all my cordless trim guns are all DeWalt.
Oh,
all
really? Yeah.
Trim. Yep.
I was just curious about that.
Yeah. Well, if you go on my YouTube channel, you can check out my ultimate DeWalt tool trailer tour.
Oh,
yeah.
You set it up properly?
Oh yeah.
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 Check it's all black and yellow. It looks like furniture in there.
All black and yellow. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I got to check it out, man. Aren't you paranoid sometimes? No.
That's what insurance is for, buddy.
I know, but it's such a pain in the ass.
I know.
It's not even the insurance. It's a pain in the ass of waking up and discovering that someone, and I know, and it's just like, and the shitty thing is that most likely it's another trade person that actually did it.
I don't think it would be another trade person. I think that's very common in the UK. I heard.
Really?
Tradespeople robbing other tradespeople.
Why the UK?
I don't know. Just people who people I've talked to on social media that follow me and I follow them, and they're like, and they've seen my tool trailer set up, and they're like, dude, if that thing was in the UK, it would be gone.
They would just take the whole thing.
Gone. But I think here it's somebody walking by, they see that there's value, and it's just that I'm going to get robbed, and they're just going to sell it to make a quick buck. They ain't robbing it for themselves.
That's sad.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what
but I mean, if it happens, it happens. You're right. Yeah. That's why there's insurance there.
Yeah.
So what are your clients these days asking for, man? What are you having the same kind of conversations over and over when it comes to kitchens, bathrooms? Is everybody playing safe these days?
Playing it safe.
They always revert right back to the for sale sign. I don't care what client you are. They always revert back to the for sale sign. We might sell this place in 5 years. We might sell it in 10 years.
You know what? But that's a question I always ask. I say, what's your long-term goal here?
Yeah.
5 years, 10 years, 20 years?
Yeah.
When the kids are going off to university? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm doing a project right now for amazing repeat clients. I just finished their main bath. I'm going back in January to do their master ensuite. And it was funny. They have 2 kids. They're teenagers. They're like, don't do ours first. Do theirs first, because I don't want them to use our new bathroom and while you're doing their bathroom.
Because that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So, but they're like, yeah, in the next, could be the next 5 to 10 years. By the time the last one's off and done university, what do we need a 3,500 square foot home for the 2 of us?
Nobody does.
Exactly. So
we have to build smaller,
yeah,
or get used to building smaller,
or a condo,
or pay.
No grass to cut, no shovel, no snow to shovel.
Yeah, condos are not built all that much better. And
I couldn't do the condo life.
I did one condo in my whole career. I did the first one and I hated it, and I've never done another one since.
I couldn't do it.
I just don't like the logistics behind it.
Yeah, I have too much crap.
I don't like the rules attached to it. I don't like the signing off if you damage hallways or anything else or common areas. I don't like asking permission to go pee. I don't like any of that crap. Like, give me a break. Let me just do my job, please. I get that you can charge more. You can charge a premium, but I don't think it's worth it. It gives me a headache. But then there's guys out there that love the condo life.
So I did. I worked. So in the beginning, 2-3 years into my new business, we started doing condo remodeling for the Bing Group.
Okay.
And it was a good little stepping stone because when residential was a little kind of up and down, I did over 250 condo units for them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, in 3-4 years.
What was it all? Just rip everything out?
Yeah, complete gut. Yeah.
How old were the units?
Oh geez, some of these buildings were 30, 40, 50 years old.
So they definitely
the partition walls were concrete and lath. Oh,
dirty as
brutal.
I know.
But it was an experience. It was fun. Like I said, I did it for 3-4 years. I had 13 guys working for me at one point. So we started off doing them in Kitchener-Waterloo. They gave me a couple units. I hired a couple guys. And they saw the turnover that we were doing was fantastic. The quality was great. Because even though it was quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Which is what most of these guys, their other trades or contractors they had, that's what they were doing, right? But we bumped up the quality and they liked that. So it went from 1 or 2 condo units a month to 4 or 5, then 6, 8, up to 12. We were turning over 12 condo units, complete guts, to finished product in 30 days.
Holy cow, man.
Yeah.
How? Scheduling.
Well, that's the thing. I had 13 guys working for me. I didn't have to provide electrician. I didn't have to provide plumbers. And I didn't have to provide material, finished material, or countertops. They provided, so they built all their kitchens in-house.
Okay. You were installing only.
We were just installing only. Okay. Based on the scope of work, whatever the size unit was, whether it was a bachelor, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-washroom, they provide us with the amount of material that we needed, the kitchen cabinets. They brought in their own plumber and their own electrician. We just did everything else. All the vinyl plank, all the tile, install the cabinetry, all the paint, all the trim, all the doors, everything.
It was a good contract.
Yeah, it was good.
So why not continue it?
You know what? Babysitting. Again, we had, like I said, we had 13 employees. I had at one point, and honestly, the residential is where it's at for me. I couldn't.
You guys are design as well, so it's like you're probably like me, where you get excited about new ideas and trying something new and offering something new to a client. So you like that.
Yeah.
With condos, it's here's the box.
Yeah.
Here are the components that belong in the box.
Yeah.
And that's why it drives me crazy.
Like I said, it was a good experience. It was good while it lasted for the 3-4 years that we're doing it. I was out in Kitchener-Waterloo for about 2.5, maybe 3 years. This is going back now like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they said to us, we want you to come out and do our Toronto units. So these were like lakefront condos, and I was doing all the lakefront condos for them. Then after that, I was just like, done.
Yeah, it was more than enough experience, man.
You know what? It was funny because I was in one building doing 10, 12 units. I had 2 guys on this floor, 2 guys in this condo, 2 guys in this unit, 2 guys in this unit, 2 guys in this unit. And, but now mind you though, down the hall was another contractor with 2 units down there, 2 units here, a unit there. There was multiple trades and multiple contractors in the building. Cause don't forget, we got 30 stories, 12 units per floor. They all got to get done. So I'm not going to do the whole building. I've got a certain amount given to me. Another contractor's got a certain amount given to him. But it was funny because we're working away and we hear the owner from the
corporation.
The corporation is there with the property management.
Okay.
They're doing inspections on the units. So,
as they're being completed.
We're in the middle of working on them. It's middle of the month. It's a pop-in inspection. So we're like
pop quiz.
Yeah. So they're going around all the units, and then the owner calls a meeting in our unit. I said, "Oh shit, what the hell is this all about?"
Deficiencies? No, it's not deficiencies.
Well, it was.
You're thinking that.
Well, it was about deficiencies.
Oh, okay.
He brought in all the other trades in the building.
Stops everybody from working.
And this guy went off. He goes, the quality is shit. The production is horrible. And the deficiency list, this and that. He goes, you see Scavetta's unit? This is how I want them done. I looked at my guys. I'm like, you hear that? He's like, you take note how they hang their doors and they router out for the hinges and how they set the cabinets and how they do their tile work. This is how we want it done. I was like, oh, great. You know what? At the end of the day, they gave us an opportunity. They saw the kind of work we did in Kitchener-Waterloo, and they were like, we want you to come downtown Toronto and do the units out there. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So
good for you, man.
Yeah.
But the whole time you're thinking that you're on the chopping block.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, why are they coming to my unit for? So
that's too funny. Let me do a little OBC talk here. We're doing terms on these current shows. Cavity wall means a construction of masonry units laid with a cavity between the widths. The widths are tied together with metal ties or bonding units and are relied on to act together in resisting lateral loads. Closure means a device or assembly for closing and opening through a fire separation or an exterior wall such as a door, shutter, damper, wired glass, or glass block, and includes all components such as hardware, closing devices, frames, and anchors. Conditioned space means any space within a building, the temperature of which is controlled to limit variation in response to the exterior ambient temperature by the provision, either directly or indirectly, of heating or cooling over substantial portions of the year. And then constructor means a person who contracts with an owner and their authorized agent to undertake a project, and includes an owner who contracts with more than one person for the work on a project or undertakes the work on a project of any part thereof. So it's funny that the OBC has these terminologies out there, but a lot of people don't really study them and realize that there's a lot of terminology in the construction industry.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go from here, man? What don't I know about you guys? I like the sawdust as man glitter.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you've been following me for a while? Did you? Yeah. I did the cologne posts where I did sawdust and asphalt and concrete.
Yes.
And some guys were asking me that.
You know what?
Where can you buy it? And I was like,
listen. At the end of the day, it's if you got to know the right people, and thankfully my sister works for one of the largest T-shirt manufacturers, and I just came up with a whole bunch of stupid, because before it was just I had my logo used to be on the front with all my stuff on the back, on my social. So you know what, I'm gonna do something different. So I gave her a whole bunch of designs. I said, I just want to do something fun. So I got this one here. I got one. It's got a screwdriver and it says, "This is not a drill." You know what I mean? So
for the electricians out there,
yeah, exactly. One, it's got a finger bleeding and it says, "I play with power tools." Just stupid stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So customers love it. Oh my God, I love your shirt.
I do like it. I think it's probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I started seeing all the trades start to take a lot of pride and then having that swag and spending that money on that swag, right? Yeah. And they weren't, I guess they weren't aware that it was actually creating a nice mess for their own business, right?
Yeah.
And then people wanted to swap, and the stickers swapping and the t-shirt swapping. And I gave out so many t-shirts as well. It's just, you just want people to just, contractors like that, tradespeople like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I give my trades t-shirts. I've given a couple clients some shirts, and sure, I'll cut it I'll wear it when I'm cutting the grass, and that's all I care about. I don't care, right?
What part of the construction, like what part do you like the best, man?
Carpentry.
Yeah. Doing all the trim and hanging the doors.
Trim, doors, cabinetry. I love hanging kitchens. Love.
You still do it yourself?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? Huh?
Yeah.
You don't hire somebody else to just come in and they
listen. Like I said, I have a great cabinet maker, absolute rock star.
Don't they offer
100%?
Okay, yeah.
But I would just rather do it. And I'm not saving money.
But how can you, Vito? How can you be at the same place, like, I got to tile this, I got to hang the kitchen cabinets there, I got to put the trim here. How do you? I just make it work, but. Man, I don't. It's just like you're pulling.
Do I find myself some days doing the job of 3-4 trades? 100%.
Yeah.
But like I said, like I just finished a kitchen remodel and kitchen and main floor remodel, and I was in and out in 22 working days, start to finish. And when it came time that now I had a flooring installer. I have a flooring installer. I'm tired of doing hardwood floor. So once the hardwood was laid. Kitchen was ready, waiting for me weeks ago. Hardwood's going to be done tomorrow. Deliver the kitchen the next day. Kitchen's delivered, hung in one day. I've already got my quartz guy to come and template the following day. My countertop is ready in 4-6 days. My tile setter's ready. Next day, come and install the backsplash. Done.
Your kitchen cabinet guy is offering your stone as well too, or is it somebody else?
No, I have a separate supplier.
Who do you go for that?
Provincial Granite and Quartz in Burlington.
Okay, I don't know them.
Yeah, Frank, he's fantastic. Great guy, great product.
But you did all this the same way that you were building your team. You're still building your supply team as well, right? Mm-hmm. In the early days.
In the early days, yeah. I found that my trades I've stuck with the longest. Suppliers I've kind of up and down. Like this is probably
Why?
Well, let's take countertops, for example, stone countertops. I don't have time for bullshit.
But you're a small fish in a big pond, and they want a high-rise job that's going to give them 800 units. That's more valuable than your 1-2 kitchens.
Oh, listen.
I'm being facetious, by the way. Like
my old countertop guy still calls me. Hey, we haven't heard from you in a long time. Like, I would think that after a year and a half, 2 years, get it through your head. I found someone else. You know what I mean?
Because obviously they look at your feet or whatever, and work's still going.
100%.
And there's kitchens that are going up there, and it's not there.
100%.
So there must have been something that happened.
Oh yeah, just listen. For me, big thing is punctuality, communication. I can't, like me, I'm big on communication with my clients, my trades, my suppliers. If I call you, I expect to call back, the same day, if not within a couple hours, not 3 days later.
I'm in the same boat, man.
You know what I mean?
Unless you're on a vacation, but
I know you're not.
If I check your Facebook,
I know you're busy. Everyone's busy. Don't get me wrong.
But don't look at the phone, ignore the number, and then not return the call. That's the worst thing you can do. Yeah. Just pick up the phone.
Yeah. So countertop suppliers, I think in 13 years, I'm on my 5th one.
Wow.
Yeah. Just because I'm looking for the right, I found him. Because the communication is there, the turnaround time is there, the quality is there.
It's not even the quality that was failing.
Oh, the quality was, there was a few like deficiencies and stuff like that should have been addressed in production, not after it's been installed. You know what I mean? Like poor sink cutouts and, edges that should have been buffed better, and seams that should have been a little bit, more crisp.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, it doesn't happen that often, but it happened often enough that I'm not going to tolerate it. Like I said, I'm a control freak. I demand perfection from myself, from my trades, from my suppliers. And
am I picky if I ask a countertop installer to butt the slab right tight to the gable? When they want to leave a little gap because it's a tiny, tiny bit short on the other side there. And then am I picky for that? I just figured that you've got a visible section where the gable is. You've got space on the other side because you're going to put a backsplash. Right? Yeah. So just sacrifice that 1/8 or whatever it is on that side. Don't try to balance it out and leave a gap and then tell me that you're going to fill it up with silicone.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, make it tight to the gable, man.
Make it tight.
That's it. Whenever you can, make it tight. Like that's how it should have been measured. That's how it should be installed. Don't install it for the easiest path for you to get out of here, because guess what? You're gonna have to return to lift it up to reset it again if you don't install it correctly.
And that's what I don't want.
So
come in, doesn't matter who it is. Come in, do it right the first time. That's it. I don't want you come back. I don't want you
come back on the next job.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. I don't want trades coming back to rectify deficiencies and stuff like that.
So you're getting a lot of clients asking for, okay, I want to talk like bells and whistles. I'm noticing that there's a lot of conversations about water filtration. There's a lot of conversations about obviously home automation. Obviously there's conversations about car chargers in the garage and things like that. Are you seeing kind of a ramp up on some of those things?
Niche stuff like that. Clients will ask me, yeah, they're buying these electric vehicles now. Yeah, no problem. My electrician can wire it up for you. Electric car charger, no problem. But do I add it to my scope of work? Listen, my electrician, we're great friends. If he throws a point on for me, great. He's already there doing the work anyway, whatever. Home automation, not really too much inquiries about that. A lot of, surround sound and stuff like that.
Just adding little niches for home theater.
Home automation, a lot of home theater stuff when I do basements, but not so much home automation. Besides, I don't have anybody for that anyway, so I wouldn't even know who to call. You know what I mean?
A lot of companies are popping up.
Yeah. So, but it's something like that, I would be just like, honestly, research it on your own. And I'll be completely upfront with my clients. If there's a specific product, or I'll research it, I'll look into it. But if it's something that I don't use or know particularly too much about, I'm going to be honest with them. Listen, I'm not sure. I've never used this product before. I can look into it, or why don't you just hire the people that manufacture it.
No, I've had some clients do. We did reverse osmosis filters underneath the kitchen sinks.
Yeah,
because they were just particular about the water. They just wanted to make sure that.
Honestly, call Culligan. They'll come and do
I know
it.
this is like it's all just a tank. Or the plumber is the one that sets it up. Yeah. So it just you got to actually stop and read the instructions and sit there and try to figure it out, and you figure it out. But a lot of people are asking for the filtration now because we're like, I guess clients are paranoid about what water we're getting inside the house. But you're also seeing so much more calcium built up in all your water fixtures, right? Like within months of using them.
Well, that's like, so I did a beautiful master ensuite remodel for a client in Older Milton a couple years ago. And she called me up and she goes, the Real Bell fixtures, it doesn't have the same water pressure as it had before. I thought this was I spent $1,200. I'm like, I can assure you there's probably nothing wrong with the fixture. I pulled the cartridge out and the calcium buildup was just
massive.
Like you could chip it off with a chisel. It was massive. I said, but listen, it's not a manufacturer defect.
No.
But I have a great relationship with my supplier. I'll get you a new cartridge. I'll pop it in, no charge, because I value our relationship, your business over, well, it's your fault because you have hard water, or you don't have a filtration system. So now here's $100 for the cartridge and $100 for my time. For what? For what?
Couldn't you just soak the cartridge in vinegar?
Now we're talking about time.
I know the time when you sit down there, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I guess it depends on how much calcium has been built up.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. I'm like, yeah, let me run to the supplier, which is 5 minutes down the street. Let me pick up a cartridge, come back, pop it in. Works mint. See you next year.
See, even I, because a lot of people have been bringing it up, so then I've been doing a lot of research about the filtration stuff, because I would say 3-4 months, I have to do the cleaning on the rain heads on my own place, and also the body sprays and things like that, because the calcium does build up, right? Not so much in the hand shower unit, but the hand showers are easy. It's the rain head that is difficult to.
To be honest with you, I'm actually starting to find that with my own bathroom that I recently remodeled a couple years ago.
It's the water, man. It's the source.
It's the water.
So, but the thing is, like, it's expensive for a filtration system. That's what it is. It's really, really expensive to get it set up, and then changing all the cartridges So not only are you going to be setting it up, paying a pretty penny, but you're going to be changing those cartridges quite a bit, depending on the city and their water source, right? And our water, it just sucks. And I mean, I just tell clients the fixtures were going to last a lot longer, even though there's a lifetime warranty on them. They're going to last longer. Then.
Yeah,
so
and especially if you have brushed nickel fixtures,
all that stuff. All that stuff.
They look beautiful when they're out of the box. 6 months later, they look absolutely.
Aren't everybody asking for black nowadays?
Oh my God, I can't.
But black is worse because the water.
Stop doing black fixtures.
I know.
Can't stop. I tried to convince a client we're doing a master ensuite in the new year, in February, and I said, So this is the one problem I have. You ask me, what are clients asking me for now? What they're not asking me for is something different, because every client, they're like, that master ensuite you just did? I'm like, yeah. They're like, we want the same thing. I'm like, no. Pick something different.
They're too scared.
Please pick something different.
They don't want to take a chance.
So I said to my clients, I'm like, how do you feel about matte gold? And they're like, no. I'm like, come on, let's do something different. I'm tired of doing. Every bathroom I've been doing is black fixtures. Let's do something
white tile black.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
we did a few of them as well too. The first one's beautiful, stunning. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. Then I get sick and tired of it, man. But I mean, in all fairness, we do it. We see it all the time. Clients see it once, or they see it twice.
Yeah.
They see it in their Pinterest page, and then they see it in their house, right?
Yeah.
That's just generally how it is. But they're always going towards that.
Well, you know what the good part is that they're looking at my work and they're saying, we want it to look like the bathroom you just did, not like, oh, do it like Joe Schmo's bathroom. So a bit of a compliment, I guess.
But it's kind of funny because clients will be watching their favorite shows, and if they're circa today, sometimes if they're circa like back in the 80s or 90s or something like that, they'll start picking certain things that they see that they like, and then they start realizing that was designed for a reason. It looks like that for a reason. And it's not black fixtures, and it's not white tile. It's something different. Like, you start seeing these really interesting color options and selections that I like a lot, but they're all afraid. They're afraid to try something different, that it may not work, right? They know that the white and the black fixtures works, guaranteed. You know what I mean?
You know what I think it is? The one thing that I've noticed is that not so much that they're scared. Like, when you listen, if you present them options like chrome, brushed nickel, and black, those are easy toss-ups. But once you say matte gold, they're like, oh no, matte gold. I'm like, listen, we're not.
They have their own image of it.
Yeah, we're not talking about Trump Tower here.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I found the most part is that they don't know what works, what colors go together. And so, like, I just recently completed a project for a client, master ensuite, and the tile that they picked, they brought the samples home. I went to go meet with them. I'm like, I'm going to come by, have a look at the samples you picked, just reconfirm my measurements before I order everything. I looked at the tile. I was like, oh, hell no.
Why?
I am not ordering this.
Why?
It's awful. It was awful.
Really?
Yeah. Awful. The shower tile was like a faux Carrera marble porcelain tile. And the bathroom floor was going to be a faux concrete, like polished concrete.
Okay.
I'm like, no, this doesn't go. I'm like, pick one or the other.
Why did they like that combination?
They had no clue. They didn't know. So I went and I reordered all the tile they picked all 12 by 24. I changed it all to 24 by 24. I'm like, trust me, you're going to like it. And sure enough, they were absolutely in love with their new bathroom. I was like, we can't go with this combination. It's not going to look good. Can't do it.
Vito, are your clients becoming more functionally savvy? And what I mean by that is, in today's day, we do not need a linen closet. I think a linen closet is a waste of space, and it shouldn't be designed in any kind of application. This is just me ranting again about like no upper cabinets. I don't agree with linen closets. I think that bathrooms should be designed for a place in the bathroom for your linen, right? For your towels, your extra towels, and all this other stuff.
Like a custom cabinet that like complements the vanity or something like that? Something
like that. A niche of some sort.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's almost like it's in the room that you're using. I go back to functionality. Mm-hmm. So when I don't know where it all came from. I'm sure one day we'll come up with the history on that. But some architect came up with the idea of building a linen closet out in the hallway, away from the source of where you need to use it. So I eliminate that whenever I do get a chance. I go, you don't need this. This needs to be put here. It's the same way that I think a butler's pantry makes sense. I think a pantry
I love the butler's pantry.
Makes sense.
Love it.
But parking a butler's pantry by the front door or by the laundry doesn't make sense.
No.
Right off the kitchen makes sense.
Yes.
So I just keep on looking at it like it makes sense. I think that all bedroom doors should be 2 doors. Every closet bedroom should be 2 doors. should not only be, you shouldn't have a 2 foot by 4 foot closet with a single door
in the center,
because that makes no sense.
Yeah. And not a slider either.
And it shouldn't be a slider. Yeah. It should be 2 doors, and it should also be back mirrored as well, because that's exactly what you see when you go shopping. Mm-hmm. You open up your dressing room and you try on your item, you pull it out, and guess what? There's a mirror on the right, there's a mirror on the left. So you reproduce that at home. So you put 2 doors and you put a mirror on both sides, and guess what? You can stand in the middle and you can see your front side and your back side. So that's where I go about function. You try to explain this to clients. Some do get it, some don't get it. So, I like picking fights, Vito.
Oh, you want to go? No, I get what you're saying.
There's little things here and there all over the
little
house.
Things like, well, to go back to your linen closet thing, like, I don't know. I think I would be kind of on the fence on that. Like, I personally would rather see, if I'm doing a master ensuite, if we could fit a custom tower.
For sure.
100%.
For sure.
100%.
But that's where your linen would go.
But don't forget, the linen is nothing but a dumping ground.
Well, no. See, here's the other thing.
Bed sheets.
You're not renovating for hoarders.
Beach towels.
No. That's so beach.
It's not just
so beach towels and all that stuff. That should hang out where? Where it should hang out actually in the laundry area or the mudroom area. That's where that should hang out. There's no reason for it to be upstairs, especially if you've got a laundry on the main floor. Most older homes in the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s and 80s, 90s even were laundries on the main floors. Now they're all being pushed to the top floor. So if it's in the top floor for space, then there should be a tower there in that area. So that's why I'm trying to think of, like, people should start understanding the functionality of their home and how it all works, right? Like, I disagree with, this is back to our age, right? Like, laundries were where? They were always in the basement.
Yep.
That made no sense. Like, you're in the bedroom undressed, and then you carry well, at the time when you're a kid.
Then they went to the mudroom.
Yes.
Now they're finally upstairs on the 3rd floor.
But then you get homeowners that love the idea of that until you got to do laundry off peak hours for hydro rates.
Yeah.
And now you're running a machine just as you're getting to bed, and now it didn't finish, and you're hearing the entire cycle because it reverbs through the whole house, right? Yeah. So it's just like, you have to think functional when it comes to renovating your house, especially if you're gutting everything. Here's an opportunity for you to figure out the best way. See, my argument, my point is that people do it for kitchens and masters. Mostly for kitchens, but sometimes for the masters as well. But they ignore the rest of the house. They don't realize that they're missing opportunities for the rest of the house to kind of create these decks and everything. You should already build something in your deck where you store all your cushions. There should be a
built-in deck box.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a mandatory. Mm-hmm. It should be like, okay, we need railings and we need a deck box. And they'll be like, what are you talking about? Where are the cushions going to go when you're not using it, when you want to put them away so then it rains or whatever, and then they're dry, and then you can take them out when you want to use them, and then vice versa, back and forth. So I'm like, every room has a functionality attached to it. Here's an opportunity. Start selling those functions to the clients and get them to understand that. But it's always a challenge. It's always a fight. Unless it's the kitchen or the master.
I agree with you. I find that clients use finishing their basement as the opportunity to create some function.
The basement for me, and early on in my social media career, I always called the basement the 3rd floor, because we would renovate it. Like, I was doing basements for $250, almost $260 for just a basement, because we were doing bedrooms, we were doing second kitchens, we were doing full baths, not little dinky baths, right? We were doing music rooms, we were doing home theaters. So you were spending the same amount of money that you would on the main floor or the 2nd floor. So it always became the 3rd floor. It's just, it's like, by the time you finish it and you properly do it, you make the windows larger, you have a walkout out of that basement, you have so much more sunlight coming into that basement floor. It feels like the 3rd room. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was like, don't do this. And I've had plenty of conversations where, like, no, this isn't the storage room. This isn't where you're going to dump everything in here because it's in the basement now. No, you got to find a space for all this stuff. Where does it belong in the house? The same way that you have closet organizers. That's another thing. All your closets should have closet organizers. Somehow you should have, first of all, long and 2 shorties.
Yep.
Mandatory. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, throw shelves in between.
Shoe rack.
Or a shoe drawer or something.
A place to put your ties, your belts, and your watches.
Yes. Yep. All that stuff. And it doesn't cost a lot of money. It costs a little bit of time to think about it. But clients will only put that exercise in their master, right? Because for his and hers, they'll spend that effort there. But why can't your kids be the same way? Why can't you do, I've got I think it was like 15 years ago. I think it was one of the first trade shows I ever went to. I came across a Swedish pull-out hang-dry unit. Mm-hmm. It's like $50. It was a telescopic. You'd actually go right back to the wall, and you pull it out. It was called Sveti or something like that.
Sounds like it's from IKEA.
Yeah, no, well, it's Swedish, but I don't even think they sell them in here anymore. They had a whole line, and I saw it, and I bought it. And the cool thing about it is that it actually clips onto these brackets, and you can also put the double. They gave you 2 brackets, 2 sets. You put the other bracket outside, and then all of a sudden you can close dry outside during the warmer months. And it's such a useful tool, but it's in the laundry, and now you function. So you want to hang dry something, you just put it right there. That's why I'm like, every time you renovate, think about some functionality attached to every single room. There isn't a single room that you cannot apply that functionality to.
I think from experience, I don't think
they don't think of it.
They don't think of it that much. They don't.
They think about the
valid
gold
point.
You know, they think about what they want to achieve for the one room that they spend most of the time, but they forget. Start clocking your hours. I bet you any money, you spend more time in the master than you do the kitchen. If you clock the hours, right? Take a bath, wine, candles. You start clocking the hours, you're spending more time in the master, right? How much time do you do? How big is the family? Your laundry loads. You start clocking the hours, right? The kitchen is not the primo spot that everybody spends the time. Right, I'm just saying that's what decks are.
My primo spot.
I know, but the decks are spent too. How many times you outside cooking on the grill? Like you spend quite a bit of time.
You know what? Actually, not as often as I would.
Really?
Yeah, because summer, a few times in the winter, but summer times we're gone every weekend.
Oh, so you're going away? Yeah.
Yeah, we go up north. We go camping.
See, that's what happens is everyone starts putting all that effort at what? The cottage. They'll apply that functionality in the cottage area.
Now that is true.
So why not apply it at your house, your dwelling that you spend more time at than you do the cottage? But
maybe because you want to feel that when you get away, you're in.
But everything's organized when you get away. Everything's in the right spot when you get away. Yeah. The cushions are put away and they're protected to get away. Why can't you do that at home?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I just like picking fights with them, man.
That's a good question. Actually.
Here, let me do. This is actually a test. I want to ask you. This is Green Book talk, right? So regarding fines, constructor, me and you, failing to appoint supervisor for project with 5 or more workers. What do you think the fine is?
10 G's.
10 G's. 550 bucks.
All right.
$550. I swear these are like the fines are really, really low. I just want to share everybody that though. All right. What else I got to know about what are you up to? What else you want to share before we get into 12 questions?
I don't know.
Where's the company going? I know you got a 10-year plan. Don't share it. I don't want you to share it because I think that anybody who's listening, you should be thinking about your own 10-year plan and figuring it out yourself. You shouldn't be spoon-fed how to do it.
Right now, like I said, 13 years later, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like I've thought about expanding, and the only way I would expand is if I could clone myself.
It's gonna happen soon one day.
Yeah, probably. If I can clone myself, then I'll expand.
You imagine the construction industry if we can clone?
Oh my God!
You imagine that?
Yeah. But I've thought about hiring someone. Do I hire someone that's just coming into the industry that I can mold?
That's a good point.
Do I hire someone who's got 5 years experience that knows the basics and I can say, hey, do this, I'll be back in an hour and not have to worry about it? Or hire someone my age, my skill level, my pay grade.
But set in their ways.
Exactly. And then I got to butt heads.
I think your best bet is the middle. I think it's bachelor number 2. You know what I mean? Dun, 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 dun. That's way beyond your age group. I'm sorry. But I think it's number 2 because they're just finishing being a sponge. They have enough experience to kind of run a job, and they're hungry enough to improve and take it to another level. Mm-hmm. I think the other 2, first and third, I think is going to be, first will be overwhelmed and possibly slightly intimidated and question whether or not they can. They'll need a lot of hand-holding possibly. And then the third one, I go back to it's set in their ways.
Yeah.
They have, you've been doing it for 30 years. Yeah. You've been doing it wrong. kind of mentality, right?
And if they're working for you, why aren't they working for themselves?
That's the other question. So there's lots of questions that come up, right? But you do get a lot of guys who don't want to run the shop.
You know what? I've met a few. I know a few guys in town. They were GCs for 15, 20 years, and now they're like, I'm done with it. I just want to come and, you need something, I come and do this. I come and do X, come and do this. And then that's it. They don't want to manage clients no more. They don't want to manage trades anymore. But like for me, like I said, I love what I do. I love being on the job.
You gotta love it.
You do.
You gotta fall out of love with it once in a while. But then
there's some days where I'm just like, but that comes more of how my body feels that day, not my mindset. Because my mindset, like I said, I love getting up for work in the morning. I love my job. But some days my body's like, oh my God, like. Listen,
welcome to the construction life, man.
Just like you, I got a mortgage to pay, and I got a business to run, and I got to go to work with ailments, injuries. I've gone to work with torn meniscus.
Ouch!
I severed my finger in half. Went to work the next day. I had to. The job was getting done, and I had another project starting the following week. I went to work with a splint on my finger after I ran it through the chop saw. Yeah.
That hurts.
Oh, yeah.
How many stitches?
Well, I got cut. They stitched me up. Plastic surgeon wasn't available to reattach the tendon. This was on a Thursday. They said, come back next week on Monday, Tuesday. They had to cut me back open again. Sticks the tweezer and he goes, you want to see something cool? He's digging around for the tendon. He goes, ring, 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 ring. Stitched me back up again. And you know what? It was more painful the second time when he cut me back up because I was already starting to heal after 4 days.
Why didn't they just let it heal? I guess they wouldn't have.
No, because my finger wouldn't have done nothing. The tendon was separated.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah, I went through the tendon and the bone. The only thing holding my finger together was the bottom tendon and the skin. Yeah, that was my worst place. That was my worst workplace injury.
And then you went right back to work after that.
The next day, I went to work the next day. I was working 1 whole year with a torn meniscus. I had no choice.
This was painful, isn't it?
100%.
Like just pain.
100%. You couldn't kneel down because if I kneeled down, my knee would lock. I couldn't stand up. But I had 500 square feet of vinyl plank flooring to lay. I had no choice.
So how did you do it?
Very carefully.
Did you damage it more or no?
No, actually, it's funny because this happened just before the pandemic. I went to go see an orthopedic surgeon. He gave me a cortisone shot.
Steroids.
Yep. He said, if you're not working physical work, it'll last 8 weeks. But if you're going back to work tomorrow, it'll last maybe 4 to 5. And he was right. The next day I woke up, I felt like the $1 Million Man. My knee was like nothing had ever happened to it.
You can get addicted on that shit.
Well, they say you're not supposed to inject cortisone in the same spot more than once. But I didn't get addicted to it. But 5 weeks, he was right. It started to wear off. And I started to feel the pain come back. And because he said, once it starts to wear off, come back and then we'll reassess and see if you need surgery or not. Well, pandemic hit, everything closed down. I'm like, oh shit. How am I going to, the thing's wearing off. I'm in pain. And I can't get an appointment with an orthopedic surgeon. But it ended up healing on its own.
Really?
Yeah, 2 years later.
So you didn't need the surgery?
No, my knee is great. Great.
Did you, icing it or doing anything to it?
I didn't do anything.
It just wouldn't do it.
Nothing.
Stretching it?
Nothing. Healed on its own.
That's where chancy. Yeah. Wow. Huh?
Yeah. I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like Wolverine.
I had one more question to ask you. I was like, is there really a labor shortage? Or do we have just a lot of guys and girls out there that want to get in the industry, but they're cherry picking where they want to go?
I think there's more cherry picking than anything else. I think
these days?
Yeah, I think there's less skill, but they want the higher dollar. I think. Like I said, I've tried looking for help here and there. More of a, not so much someone that I could say, hey, hang these 5 sheets of drywall, I'll be back in an hour. More like we're gonna demo today. You're gonna take out the garbage. That's more what I'm looking for. I need an extra set of hands. Run down to my trailer in the driveway. Go get me this. Go get me that. You know what I mean? And I'll give you the perfect example. Mind you, though, this was during even COVID.
Okay.
I was doing a load-bearing wall knockout, and the engineer spec'd on the drawing that they wanted me to break the floor and measure the footing. So the footing was 36 by 36 by 5. He said, no, I need the footing to be 36 by 36 by 16 for this beam we were putting on the main floor.
Okay.
So to make a long story short, I broke the concrete floor. I built the shore wall. I broke the concrete footing. I dug all the dirt out. By the time I was done, it was 55-gallon pails of debris.
Okay.
So I went...
For the extra 10 inches on the footing?
By the time I dug it all out, it was 55.
Plus, I guess, breaking up the old footing as well,
Oh,
too.
Yeah, and all the dirt around it, digging all the dirt out. It was 55-gallon pails.
Wow.
And then I had 40 bags of concrete to come down. I was burnt.
Yeah.
So I went on my local communal daddies Facebook groups. I said, hey, I know it's a tough time for everyone right now. People are sitting at home doing nothing. I said, I could use a hand. $20 an hour.
Just to carry the stuff out.
Crickets.
Nobody.
Crickets. Meanwhile, there's guys on there, they were, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I lost my job and I'm still waiting for my first CERB check.
20's too less. Too low.
So I went back. Hey guys, I'm still looking for a hand. $25 an hour. 2 gentlemen reached out to me. Yeah, I'm at home doing nothing. What do you need? I got 55-gallon pails of debris to come out of a basement and 40 bags of cement to come downstairs. Day's work. I'll give you, $25 an hour. What do you want? You want $200? You want $300?
You'll make $200, 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not interested.
They weren't interested.
Not interested.
Did you do it yourself?
100%.
It wasn't worth their time to drive out there for $200.
Drive where? It was local. People.
They could have rode a bicycle.
I guess 100%.
All you had to do was up and down.
Yep.
One flight.
Yep.
As you go up and you're carrying stuff, you come back down with stuff.
Yep.
It's going to take you 50 trips. 10 of them will be half.
Yeah. Took about 3 hours. I was
By yourself?
By myself. I was willing to pay somebody a full day's work to just come and do it because I didn't want to do it.
So that's basically, they're cherry picking.
Now, mind you, though, I'm reaching out to people who aren't in the business, possibly. But even finding people who
I know, but how many manual labor jobs have you had in your youth, even as an adult? We do it all the time. Constantly doing it all the time. I know. It's different nowadays. Vito, pleasure, man. Thanks so much for sharing. Everybody check it out. Website is ScavettaRenovations.com, info@ScavettaRenovations.com, and it's Scavetta Renovation and Design on the YouTube channel. How many videos you got on there?
83.
Holy cow.
Just hit 1,000 subscribers, so subscribe to the channel, folks.
Scavetta_Renos on IG as well, and also on TikTok.
Yeah.
You ready for the 12th?
I try to keep my Instagram and TikTok light, like more on the comedic side. I'm a bit of a joker. I like to have fun with my trades and my clients on the job site.
You don't want to get canceled?
No, I'm not worried about that.
No. What is your favorite construction word?
Caralho.
There you go. There's the Portuguese.
That or Stugats.
There's the Italian.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite construction word?
When I hear my trades say I'm sorry for being late.
Oh, I thought they made a mistake or something.
No. Or even making a mistake. Sure. Okay. I'm sorry.
What turns you on in construction?
Punctuality.
You can never have enough of it.
No.
What turns you off in construction?
Lack of common sense.
Nobody wants to think these days.
No. You got to. I find sometimes that I got to do it for everybody. Sometimes I wonder, am I the only one that has common sense sometimes? At the end of the day, we're doing remodeling. Do you know what remodeling is? Home remodeling is? It's glorified arts and crafts.
Basically.
It's glorified arts and crafts. We're not building a nuclear rocket. It's not difficult. And that's why I find it, guys that are coming into the trades, guys or girls, doesn't matter, that they can't grasp certain concepts. I don't know what it is, but anyways.
What's your favorite curse word?
Oh, I guess I just said it.
What's your favorite vehicle? Anything in the world?
Well, unattainable or attainable? Unattainable would be like a 62 Ferrari GTO. Attainable, I already own it. So
that's a $3 million car.
Try like 30 million.
Is it really that high now?
100%, maybe more
for an original.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez, man.
Yeah, dream. But my attainable dream car, I own it already. I have a 1973 Plymouth Barracuda.
Yeah, what color?
Hemi orange.
Nice,
fully restored. Yeah.
You drive it a lot?
Yeah, when I can, in the summertime, obviously. But like I said, we're away a lot during the weekends and stuff like that. So I actually drive it more on weeknights. Like I'll go to cruise nights and stuff like that and talk cars. And
did you restore it?
It was partially restored when I bought it. Me, my old man, and my brother, they helped me finish it.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite vehicle?
The new Corvette.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. It looks like an Acura.
I think Stevie Wonder designed that thing.
Yeah, with his feet.
It just. What construction sound or noise do you love?
Oh, the sound of my DeWalt impact gun.
What construction sound or noise do you hate?
I hate the sound of a trowel back buttering a tile, ceramic tile, or a porcelain tile.
Yeah, it's chalkboard.
I hate it. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt one day?
You know what? I love cars. I love speed and horsepower. I'd love to be a race car driver.
NASCAR or Formula One?
Neither. Grand Touring.
Grand Touring?
Yeah.
Nice. What profession would you not like to do?
Anything that has to do with touching another human being, like nursing or doctor. I couldn't do that.
It's hard.
Couldn't do that.
Last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at those pearly gates?
You done good, cowboy.
Vito, thanks so much, man. Pleasure to meet you finally, man.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Everyone check him out. www.scavettarenovations.com, info@scavettarenovations.com, and all over YouTube. Check out the videos. Reach out to him. Check out the truck, the trailer.
Yeah, check out my Ultimate DeWalt Tool Trailer Tour. It's on
Has
my YouTube
DeWalt
channel.
responded about it, or have they said anything about
it? So I talked to my DeWalt rep. He said, listen, you're in your infant stages of your YouTube channel.
What does that mean? You're in your
I don't have
stages?
the viewership or the subscribership yet.
Listen.
So we're not going to send you anything. But what we will do is, if there's any new tool that you're thinking of purchasing, call me. I'll lend it to you free of charge for 30 days.
Oh, wow.
Try it out, beat it up. So I did. They sent me brand new 1-inch SDS rotary hammer, brand new, 2 brand new batteries. And I got a review video on that too, by the way, if you want to check it out. And beat it up and then ended up purchasing it. They gave me a deal on it, but that's it. So yeah.
Check it out on TikTok and everything. Scavetta _Renos. I think that's it, man.
All right, brother.
Thanks so much, Angelina.
Thank you.
We are gone.